So let's get to it. Should Roe versus Wade be overturned? Ladies and gentlemen, you know the rules. You each get 30 seconds to lay out your initial stance on the matter, and then we pick up the debate right after. So Yuval, take the lead.
Here's the thing. This is a message especially to the men who are making decisions. It's not about when life begins. It's not about whether a fetus is a human being or not. That entire argument is a distraction. It's a subjective and unwinnable argument that's beyond the point. It's not about if a fertilized egg or a fetus, or if we're talking about a baby, a toddler, or an adult. Nobody has the right to use your body against your will, even if it's to save their life or the life of another person. That is the argument. You cannot be forced to donate blood, bone marrow, your organs, even though thousands of people die every single year on waiting lists. Medical professionals can't harvest your organs after your death without your explicit written permission. So denying women the right to abortion means that women have less bodily autonomy.
Yuval, we'll stop right there, and we'll continue the debate right after.
We talk about a right to life issue, right? That a fetus has a right to a life, but then what do we do about that life after that child is born?
Right.
What if that
we
child is born?
That question.
What about incest?
A lot.
What about incest?
Right. We could ask that
but
child.
But Yuval is raising a very solid point
here.
Yes,
birth
please.
Control?
Yuval.
What about condoms or birth control? I mean, are those not allowed either? What about unplanned pregnancy? I hear what you're saying, and you're providing so many services, which truly is amazing. And especially in our country, in the United States, when there are so many people who don't have the same access or don't have the same abilities to medical care as maybe those who are wealthier or in wealthier areas.
Absolutely.
But one of the points is, as a man, I am staying mostly silent here because it is a woman's right to choose. It is a woman's right to do what she does with her body. And that's my point earlier. If we're denying women the right to abortion, it means that women have less bodily autonomy than a corpse. When you can say that when you die, you might want to donate your organs. But if you say, I don't want to donate my organs, then nobody's able to harvest your organs. Why are we making decisions upon what women can do with something that's happening inside their own bodies?
Welcome back. Still with us, our marvelous panelists, Yuval David, Chaya and Amy O'Donnell. We're staying on topic, but we will seek to broaden or deepen our discussion, as the fear or the worry is that it will not end in abortion, but rather slip to other rights. And our question is, are U.S. constitutional rights now at risk? So, gentlemen and ladies, we stopped our conversation right on this topic before the break, but same rules, 30 seconds each, and then we converse. So, Yuval, we stopped you right before the break. Take the lead.
Absolutely. I mean, when we're talking about people's rights, the my body, my choice, as an LGBTQ activist, I also understand that reproductive movements and the LGBTQ movements are inseparable. We're working for the right to live our lives with dignity and the right to choose how we use our bodies without government intrusion. So since we have a Texas panelist here, Whole Woman's Health versus Hellerstadt is a United States Supreme Court case that challenged the Texas House Bill 2, which targeted the regulation of abortion providers. What happens to the providers? What happens to the doctors who help people who are in need, especially if they are marginalized communities? If the Supreme Court upholds this HB2, it's going to drastically restrict the ability of LGBTQ people to control our reproductive health and our sexual lives as well. Now, one of the problems is whenever there's a legal decision made by the Supreme Court, it can be reversed. I think it's time for us to amend the Constitution, to put things into the Constitution that provide people the rights and protections that they need and deserve. Women's rights to do what they will with their body, or if it's not given to them, that should be in the Constitution. Same-sex marriage, the right for people to identify as whoever and however they are. There are so many things that need to be protected. There are even the word woman, I think, is only used once in the Constitution. Then let's talk about people of color. There are so many things that need to be put into the Constitution so we can put it up to a vote. Let the people vote. Absolutely. Our country continues to become more partisan, where people are voting and sticking to their party, even changing their own opinions. And that's something that's very wrong within our political system, and why these topics keep coming up again and again and again. Where now even Republicans who formerly believed in abortion rights and in a woman's right to choose, or in same-sex marriage, are now afraid to even say so because they're afraid to go against the Republican Party. Sure. Many people in Texas already face significant barriers to accessing health services, such as poverty, unreliable transportation, inability to take time off from work, immigration status, bias from healthcare providers. So I really appreciate hearing what is happening in Texas to right the wrongs. Denying access to abortion care often will exacerbate existing disparities when an individual seeks abortion services but is denied. LGBTQ people in Texas often talk about the challenges that they have within specific healthcare because of the religious belief of the provider. So right now, when we talk about these laws, most of these laws are based on what? They're based on religious belief. Yes, our country, the United States, protects freedom of religion, but it does not protect people's rights to use religion to take away other people's freedoms and rights.
Yuval David, Amy O'Donnell, Chayalev, I cannot thank you enough for having this debate in such an intellectual and polite
with all
manner.
These amazing women, so thank you.
We will definitely have you back on the show. Be sure of that. Thank you so much for this fascinating debate. We're out for our final break. Back in a tiny bit. See you shortly.